going on, guys? The Huntsman here. Hope you guys are doing good. So, I am back with a second review. Lighting kind of is a little bit poopy in here, but on the Taurus 856 Defender. So, I did a review quite some time ago on this firearm, and now that I'm also cleaning it while I'm talking to you guys, but I've had a chance to run some more rounds down this, get a better feel for it. If you could tell, I did swap the grip out. This used to have a gray grip on it with a little more arced back. That backing actually had like a fish gill style to it, so it kind of helped to dig into your hand a little bit while you're firing it. I didn't like it at all. It shredded the crap out of my hand. Not to the point where it actually broke my skin, but it definitely dug in. I didn't care for it at all. So I swapped it out for this rubber grip. A little bit softer now, but I mean, this in general is just a snappy gun. So that's why we're here doing a second review, because I found quite a few things that I didn't care about on this firearm. So I ran some plus P's out of it, some wad cutters, some hollow points, some full metal jackets. I ran a pretty good mixture of everything, and so now what I didn't like about this firearm is it is pretty snappy, which is given it's 38 special and a light frame. With a small handle, so it's got a lot of torque on it. When you're shooting, it likes to snap up on you, and when you're gripping down onto it, that grip's trying to move inside your hand. So I mean, it will make your hand sore within a cylinder or two. So that's something I wasn't overly fond of, but in an emergency situation where I needed this firearm, I wouldn't hesitate to I'd rather have a sore hand than the worst outcome. So, speaking of which, the reason I say that is because I did recently get a holster for this firearm, and I plan on carrying it. So, I wanted to get more of a feel for it, see where the sights were hitting, see if I needed to, get a feel for it. If I needed to make any adjustments, if I could put shots on range within a reasonable distance. So now here comes my gripes. For one, it's snappy. Like I said, it's not the type of firearm you're going to be taking out to the range and dumping 100 rounds out of. Also, people who buy their spouses J-frame style or lightweight snub nose 38 specials. That's something to kind of start thinking more about. I was one of those people. That's one of the first handguns that I got my wife, and she absolutely hated it. And I can see why, because they are snappy. They're harder to control. If you're going to start somebody out, especially somebody who's never been into firearms, it's better to start them out with something smaller and let them build themselves up. Get more used to shooting, let them get that fear out of using firearms, and build up to something maybe like 9mm, or heck, my little sister likes to shoot 45. She loves 1911s, so but it's all building up. You can't just throw something big at someone like that their first time and say, yeah, here you go. So I learned the hard way as well. So I was one of those guys. Another gripe I have, this firearm's clear, by the way, but another gripe I have is the trigger. So I was doing some dry firing with it this morning, and so for any of you Glock fanatics like myself, when you fire a Glock, we all know that on reset, you come out, you hear the click for a reset, and then you snap the trigger again. Well, problem with this 38, this one has a convertible hammer, so it's strictly double action. Is if you do it that way, it locks up on you. You have to let completely go of the trigger to fire the next round. I understand it's a revolver, it's in the mechanics and timing. I don't know if, I mean, obviously this is a cheap Taurus, so it has, obviously it's not as high end as like a Smith & Wesson or a Ruger, but at the same time, being used to shooting Glocks and also handguns in general, where I, I don't like to let completely go of the trigger before I break the next shot. It adds travel and time. So that's another one of my gripes for this firearm. And I think honestly it's pretty snappy. So that's but that's, you know, that comes with the territory, having a 38 special and a light frame. So, and the trigger sucks. But other than that, I mean, it's all right. And for I think they go for like around 300 and something, maybe more. Maybe they're in the 4 to 5s now. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I'm pretty sure I just sold at the gun shop an 856 the other day, and I think it was like in the between 4 and 5s. Anyway, regardless, so there are a lot better options, but for a cheap, or used to be cheap, I don't know what they go for now, but for a budget Taurus 38 special, realistically it's still a decent firearm. It's just takes some time to get used to. That double reset trigger, I do not like at all, because I'm used to one click reset. So that, and just the snappiness of it, something to get used to, you know. But this isn't something you bring out to the range and shoot all day for fun. It's something that you would pull out of a holster or out of a pocket and use to defend yourself. So I don't know. 6 out of 10 would recommend. This has been On Spin 32 with this beautiful Taurus 856 Defender. Defend yourself. I'll catch you guys in the next one.